welcome to episode edited in of Goosey Fibers podcast. I'm Kate, I'm the dyer behind Goosey Fibers.
And I'm Damien, and I do the website and other things.
And the criticisms.
Yes, the heavy criticisms.
No.
That's true.
The flower getter. Right? Yes.
Thank you.
I was just thinking of a nice thing because I said a mean thing.
Oh yeah, I definitely get flowers.
Anyway, this is a kind of fiber arts podcast at this point, but largely a two people talking about random things podcast with fiber arts thrown in there.
Mm-hmm.
Does that seem fair?
Yeah, seems great.
Cool. What are you drinking?
Got this today. Orange juiced. It's an IPA. It's fresh. It's very nice.
I have Polar Seltzer.
Mm-hmm.
Ginger lime mule.
It's delicious.
Because it's
Both.
the best seltzer water. I will brook no argument. Oh no. Please. I was like waiting for the explosion. Cut! Anyway, I never quite know how to start these. What have we been up to? We had actually a podcast done last week as our anti-Rhinebeck haul. But technical difficulties.
Technically difficulties.
The cloud didn't want to let it down.
That's true.
And so it's officially lost. It's in the cloud. It's apparently staying up there for good.
Yeah, we're not going to pull it down.
No.
Do you want to go over your haul again?
My haul. Oh, I have
You want me
that
to go get
mug.
it? Yeah. All right, I'll be right back. This is
I
good.
don't have the business card anymore.
They're just going to have to suffer without it.
It was a potter in the same tent as the Miss Babs tent. I guess just the rundown on Rhinebeck was we were there for like 20 minutes. We got there and almost immediately I wanted to leave because it was really crowded and I was not prepared for that. And it was hot. Oh my God.
And there were lots of bees.
There were a lot of bees. I'm allergic to bees. I think they were wasps though, because I got stung and it was fine. Other than that was the straw that broke the camel's back. I got stung and I was like, we're leaving. I'm done. I want to go back to the nice house we rented and I don't want to stand in any lines.
That is what happened. It's true. That is what happened. Almost exactly.
We bawled out. We had the minivan that we rented for the weekend, and my brother and sister-in-law had the Honda Fit, and they're kind of small cars. They're compact cars. We have one too, and they have a very tall 3-year-old with a lot of energy, and we shuttled my parents to the festival. But we bawled out and we left my parents and the 3-year-old and both adults to fend for themselves in a little Honda Fit. But they made it back, so it's not like they died out there.
Right, they were fine.
They were fine. But yeah, my dad called me agoraphobic, which...
Fair.
Maybe.
Fair.
I don't know.
I got a little bit of that too.
Does an agoraphobic sweat everywhere? As though I jumped in a pond.
I think it depends on the agoraphobic.
Like the second we got into that Miss Babs tent. Because that's what happened. And I was like the insane person going like, I'm sweating in places I shouldn't be. And like loudly.
Yeah, she kind of
over
it.
people's heads. So Damien could hear me. Because that was,
It was intense.
It was an interesting bit of news that you clearly needed to have about me, your wife.
I would have assumed.
Yeah. Well, it was 1,000 degrees.
So it wasn't much of a haul, right? It's just one thing.
Yeah. So I luckily got pushed into this person's tent, booth in the Miss Babs tent, and I love it so much. It's handmade. It's microwave safe. And dishwasher safe. And we know because it's been through both quite a few times since then. I love it so much. I will find who wrote it, who pottered it, and I will put it here. Through the magic of, I almost said TV.
iMovie?
Through the magic of iMovie. Yeah, this is all I got. I love it. I'm really glad I got it. I wish I had found a button booth before I hauled my ass out of there.
Yeah, where are all the enamel buttons at?
Oh, those are enamel pins.
Excuse me. You can just edit that out.
Edit. So yeah. And had a couple people feeling very bad for me, but I actually had a great weekend. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know that there's any convincing people what a good weekend it was, but it was amazing.
It was really great.
It was so good. We had us and Goosey and my parents and my brother and sister-in-law and their son, who's only a year older than Goosey, so they're fast friends. We all rented out this really nice house, and we just stayed there for a really long weekend. We got there Friday, stayed till Monday, and then headed back to daily life.
It was wonderful.
To the grind.
Yeah, it was great.
It was so nice. What a pretty area. It was a nice drive. And from us, it's just kind of a straight shot to Rhinebeck, which was amazing. It was like you get on the Mass Pike and just drive.
And minivans are surprisingly fast. I didn't really realize how fast they could get up to, but you can do 80, 90, 100 without even worrying about it.
We didn't go that fast. I would have crapped myself.
And others.
Yeah, and punched a few people.
Anyway,
No
they
car
do go
accident.
fast.
Yeah.
They do go fast.
It was
I was
great.
very surprised.
It was great. It definitely made me want a minivan. I am leaning so far because you're all like... And now I look huge. Hi, Damien.
Hey.
How do you always manage to sit so low? He insists he's taller than me. Not this again.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was awesome. But this is kind of the anti-Rhinebeck haul because I know it's like months of everyone talking about Rhinebeck on podcasts, and then the podcast that people put out right after Rhinebeck is all like, look at all the things I got. I don't know. I guess go to one of their podcasts to see stuff.
After this one.
Yeah, after this one. After you subscribe and thumb up.
Right.
Right.
And you subscribe, yeah. Okay.
So yeah. And since then, it's just been trying to catch up on orders because that Andrea Mowry cardigan that I did the test for is like wildfire. It's like depleting the world of DK weight yarn. Everyone is doing it. I don't blame anyone. It's amazing. But yeah, it's been 1,000 orders and it's just like I've been playing catch up, I'd say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's been working really hard.
Yeah. And that's what life has been. Goosey's been really sick.
Yeah.
Which, like, okay, I'm his mom. I don't want him to be sick, and it stresses me out, and I feel so sad for him. But he does take really long naps.
Long naps.
And that's been nice.
Really nice.
You know, like, you get that scared, like, what if he died? You know? And then, like, now I definitely don't want to go in there. Wake him up. But I'll just edit that out.
Jesus. Whew.
I'm so glad he's not dead.
I think we all are.
Oh my gosh. That's nice.
I don't really notice a difference.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
One we're touching, one we're not.
Oh, good. I didn't know that's what I was talking about.
Oh my God.
My position only.
Are you kidding me? It's like we're falling in love all over again.
Yeah. That again.
Anyway, Goosey's been really sick. He had hand, foot, mouth disease, and then he got bronchitis, and then he got a head cold, and so he's just been having a bad week.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know.
He's better now, though.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing great.
Yeah, he's burped.
You didn't have to tell everybody.
I thought it was obvious. I thought I made a weird face like...
Oh, maybe you did. I wasn't looking. Did you? Write in and say yes or no.
Oh my God, don't do that. Yeah. So I've just been working. I've been thinking about when to finally take the advent calendar listing down, because I've had to relist them like 4 times now. They were selling out so much, which is amazing. And thank you, everybody. I really think anyone who ordered one is going to be really, really happy.
They're beautiful.
They are really beautiful. They have been a labor of love. And I'm definitely going to do one this year. I've never done, like, knit with one before. And I remember podcasters last year, I was watching everyone sort of open their daily Advent yarn. And I remember just being like, what do you do with that, though? Everyone seemed to make, like, Frankensocks. And I don't really want to make Frankensocks. But
Frankensocks?
it's like, you know how socks are typically, like, one skein of yarn. So,
okay.
You know, a theme.
Mm-hmm.
Frankensocks are just sort of, like, scattered bits of yarn thrown all in.
Oh, I
so
see.
it's, you know.
Fun.
Yeah, it's fun, but I didn't want one because that is 1,000 and I'm saying 1,000 a lot. It's a lot of ends to weave in, and I typically only weave ends in just so much that you can't tell from when I'm wearing the garment. Like this has definitely ends just hanging out in the sleeves because I don't like to do it, and so I don't. So yeah, I didn't think that looked really fun, but now Emma O'Brien has released a shawl pattern, and it looks really nice. And I've never knit anything by her. I know everyone loves her. She's a very popular designer. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm thinking doing one thing every day, like knitting the whole thing up. So it'll be like a December project. Yeah.
Aren't you also thinking about doing the December daily, the Allie Edwards?
Oh, I am. Yes.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
If you do like documenting your life at all, like I hate saying scrapbooking because I feel like it really connotes like
Frill.
a different thing.
Like very frilly.
Doilies and stuff. And that's not really my style. But it's December Daily is different. It's really cool. She does, I know, Allie Edwards, like, it's almost like photojournalism, but with stickers.
Almost exactly like it. She's a terrific designer, and all the little bits she includes are really beautifully done.
Yeah, and so the December Daily is you document every single day in December, and either up to Christmas or just whatever cutoff point. Some people do all the way to New Year's Eve, if those people have interesting lives and plans on New Year's Eve. I am not one of those people. Like plans like going out. Otherwise, every picture is just going to be me at 8 p.m. every night knitting.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting on the couch downstairs under the blue blanket knitting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's how I roll.
It's a great way to roll. Great way to roll.
Netflix and knitting.
Knitflix.
Hey, I think it's been done.
I'll show myself out.
I know, God. You had no way to know.
I had no way, that's true. Thank you.
So,
do you have anything you want to show us?
I love every single time I take a sip, you stop talking. Let's just all watch me drink.
Well, I figured this would get edited out.
What was I saying? Yeah, I'll do December daily. I love that I think I'm not going to have stuff to do in December, that I have to fill it with extra stuff. Because I already have 2 knit projects that I want to get done by Christmas. So...
it's going to be a lot of like pictures of the yarn shop.
Yeah, I really need to sink into my head that it's already November, because it feels like August. Just in my brain, time passing really fast.
Just cold August.
Yeah, so hopefully one of these days it'll set in that it's November. But I have got a lot of Christmas shopping done.
Nice, getting
like
ahead
a
of
lot. I've got all of Goosey's presents done. Other than like little things that we fill a stocking with. But did you do the burp face? And I bought my Christmas present already.
Christmas is a little different in our house. We know exactly what we're getting because we buy it for ourselves.
Mostly because I hate a surprise. I hate it. I basically kill Christmas for this one because I'm like, just let me buy my own thing. You buy yours.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm a
It's
little
fine.
grinchy about it.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You will come over to the light side.
I should talk really fast about things I've been knitting on.
Yeah, you totally
It's
should.
kind of a knitting podcast.
Yeah.
I already showed you the Comfort Fade cardigan. That's been out a while because, again, it's November. There's this. I finished this. It was a test knit, so I can't say a lot about it because it hasn't been released yet. I think she's still editing it, but I love it. I basically live in it.
She does. She does.
And not basically, I just do. I just live in it now.
Let's not under exaggerate.
This morning you said I was a snail that finally found my home.
I thought I said turtle.
You said snail.
Oh, I meant turtle.
Turtles have their homes.
Yeah, so do snails.
Snails don't have to find a home?
No, it's hermit crabs.
Oh, I like them better.
You like hermit crabs better?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're cuter.
Oh, well, that's rude. The whole thing is cute. See, I'm knitting. But, yeah, that's potentially the closer I move, the more it highlights it. Maybe I'll just put this back on. Yeah.
Well, I have a hard time keeping track of her projects because she's always knitting something. And I never really know what it is, but I think right now she's working on knitting Goosey some socks.
I will get to that.
Oh, you're going to get to that? Oh, I didn't know if you were going to do a particular order.
Okay, so I have a hoe. Well, this is my finished object. I have a half hoe. It's a half object. Would you mind getting me this one sock hanger?
Sure, hold on.
Pleasies. A while ago, I messed up a blank of the family reunion. Let's see, I spilled my red yarn dye everywhere. So I didn't feel like I could sell this. I thought about it, and I asked Damien, like, would you be mad if you got this? And he was like, I'd be mad if I didn't get it at a discount, at least. And then I offered it at a discount, and no one bought it. So I was like, all right, fine. I'll use it. And that's what I'm doing. You don't have to slip. It's not drugs.
I didn't want to. I guess never mind.
So I've got one sock done. I'm just doing a vanilla sock.
What does that mean?
It means there's no pattern. It's just knit. Knit, 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 knit. So this is how it turned up. And I love it. Look at all the like striping that's happening.
It's really cool.
It's so neat.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's almost Fair Isle-y, minus any graphic designs. I just love it. I think it's so cool. I did, what sock pattern, heel pattern did I use? I used, I don't know. I mean, it's a gusset heel. It's just a heel flap and gusset. I cast on 68 stitches on US 1, higher sharp. That's all I use in like 32 inch. And yeah, just knit and knit and knit. And I love it.
It looks really good.
Doesn't it look good on this as compared to, like, socks are so depressing looking. Well, it actually doesn't look so bad just coming off the hanger.
I like it better on the hanger.
It looks so much better. Yeah, so that's my half object. I would have another half object, but I'm knitting Goosey socks. I'll show you. And I'm knitting the toddler size. I'm using Molly from Homespun House, her Mrs. Weasley's family socks. And I'm knitting the toddler size, or the child size. He's not even 3 yet, and his feet were too big.
Yeah, it's got these enormous paddles for feet.
Paddles for feet. So I had to frog it all back, and now I'm knitting the teen size. But they're on US 0s, which is smaller than I usually use, so I feel like maybe that's just a little tight, except I love how the fabric is turning up. Anyway, I'm trying to turn these sideways. So I'm just loving them. It's just a nice, easy detail for the sock. I don't know, it's hard to see. Well, that got weird. And she does a heel flap and gusset, and she does the cuff, heel, and there'll be toes in the contrast. And I'm just using Goosey Fibers goslings, see, lightning sand and pensieve. So yeah, I'm gonna have a lot left over, I think. And I'm just loving how they look together. I love that the pensieve, or the lightning sand, almost looks gold next to this blue. I love this blue. I haven't knit with pensieve before, and I love it.
Is that the old pensieve or the new pensieve?
That's the old one. Yeah, I think that's something we talked about. I might be slightly changing up some of my colors, but we'll see. A lot of the colors I started with, like pensieve, is from a dye company that I just don't use anymore. And so I don't really want to buy any more from them. I'd rather just stick with my current supplier. So it's going to have to change a little bit. But we'll see. I haven't done any of that yet. So yeah, that's one of my whips. And I have another whip. I can't remember the name of this sock design. It's in the Pom Pom 5-year anniversary issue. But I haven't knit on it in a little while, actually. I put it down to make all the test knits. But it's on my Nutcracker on holiday blank. Love, oh my god. I think this is back in the shop now because it's holiday season. And it's just a fun cable pattern. Isn't that so cool? But I am beginning to think that I might need to frog it all and use this blank on more of a just mellow sock pattern so that I can use a tonal and really show off this really pretty cabling, because I think it's going to get lost once all this speckling starts, right? Do you feel like it's getting lost already?
Mm-hmm.
See, once the color starts, it starts to get lost. So, we'll see. And then, I know last week I talked a little bit, oh my god, about my What the Fade, and I feel okay showing it off a little bit because it's already been released. Because, again, test knitting, so I haven't had a chance to do anything. So, here's the right side. This is Whomping Willow and Thwarted Romantics, and that fades into Universe of Beaches and A Dizzying Intellect. Can you see where I screwed up? Ignore that. And then it goes to Wild Nights Are My Glory and Anybody Want a Peanut. So it's all in my Goosey singles, and I love it. I do sometimes get a little sick of brioche though, So that's why I started socks, because I just wanted to kind of take a little break from brioche, which is not cool to say. And I'm probably going to lose my knitting license over that one.
Is brioche requirement like a requirement, or do you have to love it? What's the deal?
I feel like you have to love it. And I do love it, but it's like you can't watch TV and brioche. Like, you kind of have to do one or the other. At least I do. And I don't know, Stranger Things 2 came out, so I really feel like I prioritized TV.
It was so good.
It was so good. We watched that in a weekend.
Yeah.
It was so good. We actually finished watching it the night before the town lost power.
That's right.
That's happened. That's why I've been playing catch up too, because our town lost power.
For a while. There are people today that still don't have it.
Yeah. It was awful.
Yeah, it was bad.
I don't know how. I feel like that's why people in olden days all died young, because they probably all got sick of each other with no electricity and TV and just killed each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the Wild West was wild. They were all like, Jesus, I don't even have a podcast to listen to.
I gotta get out of here.
I gotta listen to you drunks.
Let's go rob a bank. Let's go rob a stagecoach.
Come on, Bonnie.
Yeah. Rustle up some cattle.
Yeah, what else are you gonna do? It's just one herd of cattle. People are stealing from each other.
It's the same ones.
They're all just bored.
Very valuable.
Mm-hmm.
Reminds me of Lonesome Dove.
That was a good book.
Yeah.
Tangent.
Bad movie.
Remember one of my first colors was Blue Duck?
That's right. He is a terrifying villain.
Yeah. I was gonna do, when I opened my shop, I was gonna make a bunch of colors that were literary inspired. Yeah, and they're all gone now.
Yeah, yeah. You were thinking about doing Vanderpump Rules.
Oh, I was gonna do Vanderpump Rules line of yarn.
Which I think is great. I think that would have been great.
Every mistake I made, I was just gonna over dye it in a deep blue and call it "You Got Jax." And unless you watch Vanderpump Rules, you have no idea what I'm talking about.
I hope you guys watch Vanderpump Rules. It's trash, but in the best way. It's the best trash.
It's so good. It's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you got there?
Oh, that was in my fringe bag. And I also, this fringe bag now?
Is that a new bag?
No. And.
Wow.
This fringe bag. I went a little crazy with the fringe. Anyway, I love the little pin that I got. It's by Gina Blee, I think. Ginably. She's on Etsy. She has a lot of really cute pins with flowers. And I got this one because I just felt like my first pin should be like a California pin. Because I feel like that's where life started for me.
Love California.
Oh, and I got this. I don't remember ordering this, but it came with the bag, so I guess I must have. The future is female. And it's just a handsome pin, especially on this bag. I also asked for one of these for Christmas.
You've got a problem.
I do have a problem. Oh, and then I'll just show you. Sorry, I feel like other podcasters have this is what we talk about, and then we do this and this and this and this, and my brain just doesn't work that way. Keep up. So I recently released a picture of the Christmas colors that I'm coming out with, and I did say they'd be in the shop 2 days ago, but they're not there yet. But they will be Sunday, tomorrow. This is Saturday, November 4th.
2017.
Planet Earth. Okay, so here's my Christmas colors. Let's just jump on in. This is Smiling's my favorite because Elf, which was a movie I held off on watching for the longest time because I was like, one, I always hated Christmas, and two, it just didn't appeal to me. But then I watched it a few years ago.
It's wonderful.
It's so good. I love it so much. That and the Family Vacation, Christmas
man.
Vacation.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. That is
Those
a great movie.
Those two are my favorites in terms of just like I just enjoy watching them. But then Die Hard is definitely like always watch it.
Let me just state right now that in this house, on this podcast, Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
What else you got?
I have I'll Be Home. It's like golds and reds. This is all in the sparkle. I wonder if it's actually showing up.
Yeah, you can see it. That's cool.
Oh, I love this one. This is Figgy Pudding, not in sparkle. I just love that one. I really want to make something with it. Maybe like a hat. Maybe I'll do a worsted weight hat or something. Ooh, or a sock head hat.
A sock head
I
hat?
think, I haven't looked into it very much, but I think a sock head hat, because usually winter hats are like worsted weights, they're like heavier. I think a sock head hat is sock weight. So it'll take forever, but it'll be like loosey-goosey. It'll be droopy. They're droopy hats.
I can dig it.
You know?
Sure.
So, do that. This one, I don't remember if I was going to release this one or not, but I decided I think I'm gonna. Even though it's not like your typical Christmas colors, it's Yule Ball. It's just Harry Potter inspired. It very much inspires, like, feels like Hermione's sweater colors. Do you remember this sweater? I don't know. She wears this sweater of like pastel pink and blue. I want to say it's striped, but I feel like this is that. So this is Yule Ball, and I love this one. This is Cotton-Headed Ninny Muggins. So fun, super speckled. And there's two more. This is Polar Express. So serene.
Like being on a train to the North Pole.
Yes. I loved that book growing up.
Good
It
book.
used to make me cry.
I
It probably still does.
just recently read it.
Like for the first time?
Yeah.
How is it possible?
It wasn't really that big in our house growing up.
But you liked that Christopher Van Allsburg, is that his name? That artist writer?
Yeah.
You
yeah.
liked him, I thought.
Very much so. We have a lot of his other work, and
And you're a Christmas household. How did you?
And The Great Gazebo, I think he wrote that back in the day.
Yeah.
That was a big influence on me as a kid.
And you just skipped by Polar Express.
I don't really know about it.
So, okay. The one you read, you just read it recently.
Mhm.
What was the ending?
He had a bell. And no,
Ring-a-ding-ding.
ding ding. He was the only one who could hear it.
Okay, so that happened.
Yeah.
Everyone else.
It faded
Suddenly
away
couldn't
for
hear it.
everyone else
Okay.
because he was truly the only one who truly believed.
So there was a time when we were younger, like high school, I want to say, or maybe college. College. I worked for 1 year. I don't remember the name of the store. I don't think it exists anymore. It was like Borders. Remember
B.
Borders? No. Do you remember Borders?
Oh, totally, of course.
Yeah. How it was like books, but it was like a lot of just stuff. Like really expensive, like last minute purchase type stuff and puzzles that you don't play with and stuff like that.
Calendars.
Yeah. And just like toys.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a place like that I worked at. Books. It was a bookstore. And there was a time that Polar Express was actually getting released, like to make it easier on kids. And they didn't have that sad ending. They had...
That's not a sad ending.
No, they could just keep Everyone Heard the Bell like forever.
Oh, that must have killed him to write.
I don't think he wrote it. I don't know. I don't quite know what the... Don't ask me publishing things. I don't know. But yeah, like they felt like the original ending was like too severe. That like people lost their like faith in Santa. And so they changed it. And I just was so upset to hear that because I don't know. As a kid, I loved like that feeling of nostalgia, even though like what do you have to be nostalgic about? Like, remember 5? 5 was good. But yeah.
I thought that the ending of him being able to hear the bell, I thought that was like a little less severe.
Oh wait, could he still hear the bell at the end?
Yeah.
Oh, you read the...
Yes, I thought...
You read the updated one.
Everybody except him.
Right,
it fades away for everybody except him.
Yeah, that's the updated version.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. In the original, it fades even for him. It's
that seems more like his style. That seems more like his style.
Yeah.
His books always have like that weird.
He could hear it long after
twist.
everybody else could. Like everybody, yeah, it faded away for everyone, but he could hear it, and then until 1 year, he couldn't hear it anymore.
That's sad.
So you read the updated one.
Okay.
It's not a thing I made up.
Where did I read it?
Oh, I hope that's not our copy.
Oh, it is definitely our copy.
No,
That's where I
Goosey's
read
gonna grow up soft.
Yeah.
Why won't his heart be hardened by 7 like it was for me?
Ah, there you go. There you go.
So that was Polar Express.
Wow, that took a while. Sorry about that.
And the last one is Don't Feed After Midnight.
That is a great one.
Isn't that pretty?
A perfect blend
love
of Mogwai and Gremlins.
Right? So that's all of the holiday colors, at least so far, unless I have time to dye more things. But so far, no. And let's see. I have a couple other things. I was going to talk about some stuff. I don't know. Should I talk about this art?
Yeah, of course. Show all the things.
I don't really want to show off things that I'm not like really like into.
Fair enough.
So I'll keep this.
There's a lot of reading material here.
Get rid of that. Oh, keep that. Okay. I got a lot of books. I really want to maybe next year figure out how to design like a sweater or something like that. Just jump in at sweater, not like a scarf. No. Sweater. You know, with things that need to fit and different sizes that you have to do.
With hundreds of pockets.
Right. His pockets everywhere.
Zippers.
Yeah.
She's going to learn how to knit a zipper.
So I bought a bunch of books, but I don't really feel like talking about them all right now because it's kind of like talking about a textbook. It's just nobody else really cares, I don't think.
Look at this incredibly
heavy book. At least I never care. Yeah, look at this big book I own now. Aren't I smart? College puke. Anyway, so I did get this. Capsule 1 from Brooklyn Tweed. I got it from Fringe Supply. And this is Michelle Wong because I am obsessed with her. She is, I mean, I always want to like show you like this one for sure and this one too. But like, I'm pretty sure just everything in this book is a thing I want to knit. Like, look how comfy cozy. It's nice and long. I really want like kind of a like just a man sweater to wear around. Although I've been wearing this big oversized sweater.
It just proves that
everywhere.
You're willing to live in a sweater.
Yeah. Oh, this was it. I'm obsessed. It's like a jacket. I don't know if it's showing or not. Anyway. Isn't that beautiful? So really want to make that. That moved up to the top of my list. And then I got, I'm not going to talk about this either because I don't care that much about any of those patterns. But, okay, the most recent Vogue knitting, I didn't really care for a lot of the patterns in it except for this cover one. I think that's so pretty. I kind of want to just do it in these colors too. Isn't that pretty? It's like a holiday sweater that I'll have ready next year.
Next March.
But then I was reading it in the bathroom, and one of the articles is about, I think my design crush, I've talked about her 1,000 times, Marianne Isager. I'm not going to try. She's Danish. Isager. It's probably like Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's probably like Isager.
It's a beautiful language.
Oh my god. Do you
I'm just
remember the
kidding.
video Anne sent? When I was like, what's this Heige word?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know how a couple of years ago I feel like that Danish word,
Hygge.
hygge, right? But it's spelled Hygge. It got really popular. Do you remember that? Everything was hygge.
No, I do not remember
Oh my
that.
god, it was in every magazine everywhere. Like, this is hygge. This is hygge. Like, morning cup of coffee and nice lighting. Hygge. It was everywhere. And I feel like knitting is like a very, because it's like, do you know what it means?
What, hygge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? It's like that nice, calm, perfect moment where like things are nice, but like simple, right?
Yeah. Good.
Well,
That was
every
good.
other language has like words that mean like sentences.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like we have that.
I don't think we have that either. Got a lot of little words.
Yeah. Anyway, I didn't know how to pronounce it. I was seeing that word everywhere, and our sister-in-law, your brother's wife, is Danish, and they live in Denmark. So I contacted her and was like, "Anne, how do you un
And
how do you say this word, higgy or something?" And that's what I thought she was gonna say. And she sent me this video back of her and the girls. And they were just going, hygge, hygge, hygge. Like, all of them. Like a cacophony of, like, Danish seagulls. Hygge, hygge,
it's a beautiful language.
hygge.
It's,
It's not like English is such a pretty language. So I don't feel bad knocking Danish a little bit. Because they all are beautiful people.
English is prettier than Danish. I'll say it. You know we're all thinking it. It's prettier than German, too. I'll show myself out.
I just don't know. I can't decide because I don't have an ear for those languages.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes I feel like I've heard German and been like, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Even Russian I've heard and been like, that's nice.
Do you ever wonder if they think that about English? They hear it and they're like, that's nice.
I doubt they think that.
Fair enough.
Danish is tough though.
Yeah.
It's a little tough.
It's hard to learn. You can edit that out.
Your mom.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
I love that story so much. We'll edit this out. But
So, my mother, she's got
her
two
granddaughters.
She's got
are
two
Danish.
granddaughters. They're Danish, and so she's trying to. Well, she's not trying to learn the language, but she's trying to learn a few words here and there.
To throw into conversation.
Right. And so, obviously, I'm not going to be pronouncing these right, but for the sake of the story, my mother was trying to learn the word for pillow, which she heard as puli, right? And that is not what puli means. Does
She
not
kept
mean
saying,
pillow.
well, Esther had a pillow that she really liked. Did your mom make it for her or
I don't
something?
remember.
It was like a
It's
princess
possible.
or something, or I don't know. Esther really liked it. So your mom kept telling her to go get her pillow, like over and over, like get the pillow, because they were FaceTiming.
Yeah, puli.
Get the
She kept saying,
puli.
And it turns out, my brother told me later, and he has not told my mother this, right?
It would kill her.
Right. Puli means a hard fucking. It's like such a beautiful
You're always so rude when you tell
mistranslation.
that story. You always do the hand gesture.
Yeah. I mean, it means a hard fucking. Because that's the way my brother told me. And so.
So awful.
Yeah.
That's one of those languages that everything, like some words sound so similar. Everyone says English does it, but like other languages do it too. And like I feel like there and there in English is not the same as like pillow or fucking.
Right.
Like there's not quite such a drastic mistake you could make.
You mentioned words that meant sentences, right, in the beginning. It's a beautiful language.
It's gorgeous.
It's a gorgeous language.
Hygge. Anyway,
What else you got?
That was a short story long. It has an article about Helen Isager and Marianne Isager and sort of how the Isager brand started. And I was just kind of...
Sorry, I was a shiver. The Isager patterns just, you know, they blow me away.
I'm just obsessed because I am obsessed with them. Look how pretty she is. That's not a model.
Oh.
That's just her.
What's she looking at?
I don't know.
Staring
Yarn?
off into the distance.
Probably yarn.
By looking at yarn.
And then they talked about how Marianne used to work with her mom, or like go into the studio with her mom, and they always had a book, Walker's Treasury of Knitting Patterns. Oh my god, I burped again. And I was like, oh my god, I had just bought that book. I'm just like the Isagers. Just like them. Anyway, I'm kind of excited about it. This is one of those things that's just another textbook, so I'm not going to talk about it very much, but I was just like, hey, things in common with people. Anyway, that's all. That's the Vogue knitting. That's the most recent one. And lastly, the one I'll talk about is just funny enough. I also just bought The Artisan from Amimono, which is Marianne Isager's
Thing?
or Helga Isager's, yeah, the company she started. The design thing she started. Because it turns out she studied Japanese.
Oh.
And Amimono is Japanese for knitting. But this is the thing I'm most obsessed with right now. It's like a big house coat. I just know winter's coming, and I just want big things to just wrap up in and wear everywhere. And that'll be it.
Smart.
Yeah. So should I talk about this?
Yes, definitely. This is so cool, you guys.
Okay, I just bought this. This is my favorite artist. I love her work. She's recently gotten really popular, I feel like. I've been seeing her like on wallpaper, and just like Rifle Paper Company, I think, carries a lot of her stuff now. But
What's her name?
Helen Dardick, I don't know. But she has this amazing Instagram account, Helen_Dardick, D-A, I'll put it here. And she does those videos, like minute-long videos of her drawing and painting sped up, and they're just like the most meditative things to watch. Anyway, I got this print. It was the last one she had, called Wild Horses. I'm completely obsessed. I'm not going to try and take it out of this plastic wrap right now because I don't want to.
It's very valuable.
Isn't it so pretty? Oh, she's amazing. And like one of the things I love about her is every envelope she sends, like her shipping envelope, I should really hide addresses, but she draws a one-of-a-kind bit of artwork on every single envelope.
That's awesome.
Isn't that amazing? It's like, you can see the Sharpie lines too. It's like, and where her hand probably hit it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so detailed. She's
Great.
so incredibly talented. And then she sent me some of her stickers along with it. How cute are those? Anyway, you should check her out. It's a little plug for my favorite artist because she's amazing. She's Canadian, so all you Canadians, go you. You have another great person to talk about. We need to build up our supply.
Rush and Helen Dardick.
And Mike Myers.
And the Trailer Park Boys.
They're great.
And Jay Leno?
I have no idea. Is
I think
he?
Jay Leno, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. That's why he sucks.
There's a lot of people in Canada.
Just a few.
I feel like everything good comes out of Canada. And I want to live there. Or at least want to Airbnb there.
Ooh, good idea.
Ooh, Montreal to start.
The ugliest bagels in the world.
But I also really want to go to the islands off of Montreal.
They have islands off Montreal.
Well, there's Labrador.
Oh yeah, I didn't
And,
know they were off Montreal because I don't know anything about geography.
Well, they're the east coast of Canada, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Montreal's pretty east. So, I'm just going to say off of Montreal. But what's the big one?
Greenland.
No. No. I don't know.
Newfoundland.
Yes. Newfoundland. Yeah.
I think Greenland's bigger.
Well, it's not Canada. Is Newfoundland Canada? Yeah, right? Right?
Don't tell her.
Is it not?
No, it is. It's fine.
It is. Yeah. We really don't learn a lot other than just U.S. history and geography.
And even then, I don't think I'm very good at that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't point out, like, I couldn't name any of the rivers, like, on a map. Like, I don't even think I could point out the Rio Grande, honestly.
I think I could.
You think you could point out the Mississippi?
Yes.
The mighty Mississippi?
Yes.
What about the Ohio?
No. Yes. Yeah. Because that's from the East Coast, right? Like southeast to Ohio?
Got no idea.
I don't know either. You could point out the Hudson and the Charles.
Definitely could not.
You couldn't?
Nope.
Wow.
Yeah, look at me taking pride in my ignorance, too.
God, you're good looking.
You're very sweet.
I know.
And modest.
Totally. So that's everything I was going to show, knitting-wise. Yeah.
Nice.
Let's see. Is that it?
Maybe. What about success, failure?
Oh, success, failure. What's your success or failure? One or the other, not both.
One or the other, not both. And what is the criteria this past week?
I don't know. I guess since the last time that we were able to get a podcast up, so since before Rhinebeck.
Sure. Okay. Well, I think that, I mean, this is kind of a small success, but I had to cook for everybody at Rhinebeck, both a dinner and a breakfast, and then I did a lunch too, kind of by accident, and I think came out really well. I was really proud of how it came out, despite not being in my own kitchen and not having my own implements and all that stuff. I really liked it. It was really
everyone
good.
Seemed happy.
It was really tasty. Everybody seemed happy. I consider that a success.
Do you even have failure?
I could dig one up, I'm sure.
It's okay. I feel like panicky. I told you to think of one, and I can't think of anything.
Well,
I just feel like I've just been middle lining it.
I would like to offer you one.
Oh, okay.
You put together the whole Rhinebeck weekend.
Oh, that was a success. Yeah.
It was incredible. We had a wonderful time. She has a habit of picking out really great houses.
Caviar tastes.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm trying to knit Goosey's sock.
Are you kidding me?
What?
Right on the podcast? You're going to knit on the podcast?
Other people do it.
Oh, my God.
Look at me. I'm looking at the camera and knitting. Do. Yeah, I guess my failure it wasn't my fault. I had some late orders go out because we had no power. And the post office had no power. The post office guy didn't even know he had packages to pick up because they had no computers.
Of course.
Did they even deliver mail that day?
Yes. Nothing stops the mail.
Excuse me, again? My God. Well, it sucked having no power. And it sucked. I couldn't use the stove. I couldn't even, dye any yarn that I needed to dye. And I couldn't package any orders because I couldn't see my orders. And I couldn't print any shipping prints. And yeah, it sucked. I hated every second of it.
Terrible. Do not recommend.
Boring. The worst part was sleeping. Because the power went out at 12:30 Saturday night. And I sleep with a fan, as does August. It's like white noise, keeps the room at a nice temperature. It's so nice. I love it. I cannot sleep without a fan. Cannot do it. And 12:30, everything goes out. And he doesn't wake up because you don't wake up. And so I was like kicking you awake. Because August woke up too, the same as me. The second the fan went off, he starts crying. And we had gone to bed late that night too. Mm-hmm. And so we brought him into our bed, which was a first, I think. I don't think we've ever slept with August in bed.
Never have.
And that was awful.
He's a hog. He's a little bed hog.
He's a bed hog. Yeah. And he like kept crawling onto me. And I was like terrified that I was going to crush him or roll over and like hurt him somehow. And so I was just laying on my back, which I also don't sleep on my back. And August was just like constantly talking to me all night. I'd think he was asleep because he'd taken all of my pillow at that point and was sprawled across the entire bed. He was kicking you. And he'd seem asleep, and then he'd pop up and be like, "Oh, hi, Mama. Nice night, Mama."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
He starts out like real compact, right? You think, he can make himself about the size of a football, and you're like, okay, this is not going to be bad. And then somehow he turns himself sideways, and then the football just gets longer and longer, and then he's got his feet in your face, and yeah.
So none of us slept well. Yeah, and then we just couldn't get anything done. It was awful. I hated it. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of a failure, but it wasn't my fault. I guess that was it.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching.
Yeah. Can I just interject something real quick?
Yeah.
Join the mailing list.
Oh my God! Why do I keep forgetting this?
GooseyFibers.com/mailing list. Or just GooseyFibers.com and click mailing list and put your email address on there because
you get deals, and you know about sales before sales happen. You get like early access, and because it makes you a cool person, and you get my weird occasional missives that I send.
They're good.
I usually send them for some reason when I'm in a bad mood. Like, I don't know if that comes across, but I'm usually like cranky, and so I'm sitting down and writing, and then I'm like, well, I guess I should write out a
dear jerks.
Yeah, here's a sale, suckers. Choke on it. But do join that.
Dear losers, I've always hated.
And also,
none of that is true.
You can find me. No, it's not true.
None of that is true.
I hope it's clear by now that that's not true.
You should cut that. Just cut that out.
Cut.
The whole thing. Excise it like a boil.
Ew. That's disgusting. Also, you can find me at Ravelry, Goosey Fibers. And on Instagram, Goosey_Fibers. Also Instagram, I tend to announce stuff there too and show colors before you might see them otherwise. And I also draw for prizes when I hit significant levels of subscribers. So I think the next one is 1,000 and not there yet. Someday.
Close.
Someday.
Yeah, follow her on Instagram.
Yeah. And I think that's it.
Right on.
Peace out, suckers. Love you guys. Thank you for watching. Wow. Just record right now. Like a who person, a whoville.
Give the people what they want.
Needs to before it starts. Oh my god.
My bad.
Oh god, stop.
Hi.
Don't. Oh my god. You are the worst. Oh, my hair looks. Why? Why?
Hi.